Hey everybody, Brian here with So Wizard Podcast, and I am not here to review The Accountant 2 or even Thunderbolts. I am here to talk about a 20-year-old cartoon that was created to sell toys. Yes, with the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith out, and making box office history beating more recent movies in its weekend. In preparation to rewatch the flick, I went and I rewatched Star Wars Clone Wars, not to be confused with the beloved and long-lasting 3D animated series The Clone Wars, 2003 to 2005 micro series from Genndy Tartakovsky, who has fame from Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, and more recently, The Incredible Prime. A little history on the project. This was right after Attack of the Clone dropped in 2002. Lucas was looking to do another multimedia project to bridge the 3-year gap between episodes 2 and 3. So we got video games, comics, novels, everything that you could think of, including the first animated series for Star Wars in probably close to 20 years since the Droid and Ewok cartoons of the 80s. These 3-minute short chapters were released in 10-episode chunks, 10 in 2003, 10 in 2004, which told basically an overarching story about Obi-Wan and Anakin. Mace Windu got a great 2-episode arc. Yoda and Padme had a little side adventure. We got to see some new villains in the Asajj Ventress, who would obviously continue over into the canon, and Bounty Hunter Dirge, whose species was used in Star Wars Jedi Survivor recently. As well as getting actually a couple big reveals for what lied. This was right after Attack of the Clone dropped in 2002. Lucas was looking to do another multimedia project to bridge the 3-year gap between episodes 2 and 3. So we got video games, comics, novels, everything that you could think of, including the first animated series for Star Wars in probably close to 20 years since the Droid and Ewok cartoons of the 80s. These 3-minute short chapters were released in 10-episode chunks, 10 in 2003, 10 in 2004, which told basically an overarching story about Obi-Wan and Anakin while delving into lesser-known characters and kidnaps the Chancellor. And like in episode 20, or chapter 20, excuse me, we got a new reveal. For those that weren't living on the Force.net message boards in 2005, we had the shocking revelation that Grievous had 4 arms, as well as how he got his now iconic top. Grievous in this show was based off of early information, and in the cartoon is an absolute killing machine. Adam just did a video on Grievous on Imperial Remnant. I'll link somewhere in the video, but to me, this version is what the character should have been when Dave took over in 2008. The cartoon literally ends at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, and in 2005, it was awesome. Sure, they were 3-minute toy commercials, but it was Star Wars content before we would get a new Star Wars show every 3 months. The animation style was unique and super inspired by Samurai Jack, which allowed for Jedi to do things not remotely possible for actors to do at the time. There's an episode where Mace Windu takes out an entire battalion of droids and a massive war machine with just his bare hands, and as badass as Sam Jackson is, it just wasn't feasible to do it in live action at the time. And it's a fun, quick watch rather than a multi-week event with 7 seasons of the 3D series. Both chapters are roughly an hour long, and while it's now mostly Legends material, it always will hold a nostalgic place in my heart watching it at 7 o'clock for 3 minutes before going back to doing something else with my life. It used to only be available on DVD, and since it's now well out of print, those can be expensive, but they're now also available on Disney+. They're definitely worth your time, and if you wanted to have a nice quick bridge between episodes 2 and 3, it would definitely be my recommendation to go. I'll probably have another retrospective on Revenge of the Sith coming out. We have May the 4th coming up, so look for that in the near future, as well as anything that Adam's doing over at Imperial Remnant, and we will talk to you next time.